Is it worth even killing those, or was I supposed to just go face, you know? It's just gonna replicate him. Dude, maybe you should have held Jungle Moonkin and tried to go with the Jungle Moonkin kill command lethal. 7 damage KCs. Alright, Jungle Moonkin's alive. Maybe we can make things happen here. 4, 5, 6, and then kill command 7. We're close to lethal. He's set up 3, 6, 9, 12, 16, 21. That's not good for us. So, if he armors up, he goes to 11, and then there's no way we can kill him. We don't even have a beast for kill command anymore. So the game is over, unless he does something incredibly dumb here. So we're going to give our opponent the ability to lose. Just let him do his last turn here. Nope, didn't mess it up. Alright, let us try and make some changes here. I feel like the Unleashes are a bit too much since we have such great ability to control the early game board. Since we have a solid early game curve, and we even have 1-drops included, and we have camels. So I'd like to see 1 Unleash go for sure. I'd like to see the Elix be replaced with Knife Jugglers since our curve is decently low. We have so many 2-drops, so many 1-drops, and so many 3-drops that often we're not probably going to land the Elix. And I feel like we have plenty of beasts in the deck to land Houndmasters quite consistently. Like, Haunted Creeper is really all you need. And the Camel's probably going to stick around a good hunk of time. So those are something I would definitely like to see changed. I mean, I guess we keep 1 Unleash in just because Paladins are a thing. They're scary. I'd like to see maybe a Shredder or another 5-drop. I could see like a standalone 5-drop being good, like a Lotheb being pretty sweet. Maybe a Harrison Jones even being not too bad, or a Belcher, something along that persuasion. Just to get us up to 3 5-drops for the curve. Yeah, I like Lotheb, I think. Just a good standalone card that if you do have to be ahead, you can slam it and win. With double Hunter's Mark, could we include a little more draw, maybe, to increase some consistency? We already have Jeweled Scarabs, which is some sort of pseudo-draw. We have Tomb Spiders, pseudo-draw. So I think we have enough draw, and our curve's high enough that it should be able to support double Hunter's Mark most of the time. We can get in awkward situations, though. Stable Master is questionable. It ended up working out alright last game, but the problem is most of our beasts that we'd be stable mastering, besides Animal Companion early on, is Jeweled Scarabs or Haunted Creepers, so it doesn't accomplish anything when stable mastering those. So, is there an alternative to Stable Master that could be a little bit better? Like, I don't know, it just doesn't seem to accomplish enough with the beasts we have. Dreadscale, there's a thinker. I like Dreadscale a lot. Really helps in the Paladin meta. Dreadscale's insane. Love Dreadscale. And it combos with the Hunter's Marks very nicely. And it's a beast you can Houndmaster. So, a lot of perks with that Dreadscale there. I think that's a good card to have added in. So now we got more things to combo with Hunter's Mark. We've stretched the curve a little bit by adding another 5-drop in there. So we should have more higher value top decks as the game goes on. I like it. I like it. Cult Master for draw? No, we only run 1 Unleash, and I don't like Cult Master too much. Dr. Boom over Ball of Spiders? I like that change. I think Ball of Spiders is a questionable card. It is like way too much RNG involved if it's going to be good or not for you. So I like the Dr. Boom there instead. It's just, you know what you're getting out of Dr. Boom. You know you're getting insane value every time. So that's why I like it. You just know it's going to be good, and it leaves your hand, and it's good. It's magical. Yeah, Dreadscale Unleash is a good combo, because then you can set everything down to 1 health and then play Dreadscale. It's really cute. Alright, so those are the changes I would make. No Bow and Freezing Traps in Control Hunter. It's not Control Hunter, it's Mid-Range Hunter. What is Control about this? Look at the curve, man. You could tell it's a control deck when it's not associated with curve to be good. This deck, however, is a tempo deck because you have a bunch of 1-drops, and then you have an ideal number of 2-drops for having a 2-drop every time on 2, which is about 7 to 8. And then you have 3 drops on curve, and you have plenty of 3 drops, plenty of 4 drops. You have the 3 4 drops, 3 5 drops, 3 6 drops. Well, 2 6 drops and a 7 drop, but I just call it 3 6 drops. So you're trying to curve out to 6 by hitting a 1 2 3 4 5 6 every single time. That's basically the whole design of the curve and the design of the deck, which means it's not a control deck. It means it is a tempo deck. And these are the changes I would make to the deck if I were to play it. Surely Brand synergies is Brand with Houndmaster, Brand with Desert Camel, Brand with Jeweled Scarab. That's 6 synergies. Brand with Injured Cavalier to kill itself. Brand with Kodo. That's about 7. Brand with Ramrunner, 8 synergies. You guys sold me. There's plenty of synergies for Brand. Let's throw Brand in here because it's fucking awesome. We could even get rid of this Dread Scale for Brand, or maybe just this Unleash and then run Brand, since we already have Dread Scale for AoE cleanup. Unleash is really good though, but Brand's really cool. Alright. Brand, mid-range, Hunter. And Boom too. Yeah, I can see it working. I can see Brand working. Those are the changes I would make to the deck. I like it. Call it a deck. Pretty sweet. Alright, on to the next one. This one is blank. On to the next one. Nubsta with the deck. Had a lot of fun with this Miracle Paladin deck, but it was made during the Paladin reign, so it's a bit out of date. Not solid, but very fun. Alright, guys, don't make fun of this deck. It's not supposed to be good. Also, the Imgur link didn't work for me. Alright, let me try this again. Alright. Paladin. There's a Bran already in it for the guy spamming Bran. Calm down, buddy. It's okay. Alright, Miracle Paladin. Alright, we have Blessing of Might, of course, for the miracle damage. Equality. Owl. Mini boat. Muster. Double mini bot, double muster. That's a good deck already. I don't think you need any other cards. Just those 4. And that's pretty much a complete good deck. Acolyte of Pain. As a 1-up for the draw on your miracles, of course. Aldors. Slow your opponent down, get close to your miracle. Makes sense. Arcane Golems to kill your opponent with the miracle. BGH. Makes sense. Combos with your Blessing of Mights as well for some control. Multi-purpose. True Silvers, good card. Consecrate, combos with your equalities to clear the board, and just a solid card. Kazan, I'm not sure why that's there, but I'll put it there. Refreshment Vendor. I guess you're killing your opponent from a lot, so you don't care if they heal a little bit. Blessed Champion, kill your opponent with a combo. Zerdrake, draw the combo. Oh yeah, there's stuff wrong with that Drake. I was like, did that always look like that? It's Sludge Belcher. Slow down the game. Emperor Thorsan. Make your combo affordable. Justicar. I guess Justicar helps when you're slowing down the game this much because you hero power a bunch. Lay on Hands. Keeps you alive. Tyrion. Tire. Alright. Tyrion's just a solid card. Also has Taunt. Helps you stay alive. I like it. I like it, man. I think this could work. Kazan is the questionable card to me. I feel like our 4-drop slots could honestly be Piloted Shredders, because that card's fucking good. And then we could just do like normal Paladin things and win. Because most of our early game shell is just normal Paladin stuff to control the board, and if we just tempo out with Shredders and stuff, it could be dirty. Let's try it. Miracle without Auctioneer. It's not really Miracle, it's more just like Paladin with a combo finisher, which is kind of like what Druid is. Druid's a tempo deck that just combo finishes you, so it's totally reasonable to throw that in Paladin, especially since they have Minibot and Muster. Those cards are good.
Versus Malfurion. I must protect the wild.
Why 2 Auctioneer? I mean, why 2 Arcane Golem? I don't know. Druid runs double Force, double Roar. It's worked for them. Probably works for us too. We're gonna have a quality Consecrate off the mulligan. That's not terrible. I think more or less we want to be hitting our early game curve though, so I'm gonna try and full mulligan for mini bots and musters and all that sort of good stuff. Alright, I think I'm gonna coin muster next turn. Start using the weapon to clean things up. Alright, there we go. Yeah, man, we were really close to actually getting a mini-bot muster shredder. That would have been dirty. But I mean, our curve's still good. I'm a swing. We got this piece of in our hand. We may even be using it turn 4. If he plays the Bear Force 1 with True Submarine to it, trade off the mini-bot shield, set up Azure Drake in the following turn. Alright, there we go. Got it in there. Man, is Faceless better though? I don't know. I didn't make the deck, but Blessed Champion could be used on random things to hit people in the face. Faceless can't. So like if I had, say, something that stuck and I had +3 damage in my hand and Blessed Champion in my hand, and let's say a Belcher stuck, then I could just get the Belcher up to 6 attack, double it, and just whack him for 12 out of nowhere with the Belcher, which is pretty cute. Faceless can't accomplish that. So I think there's definitely merits to Blessed Champion that people aren't really looking at. Alright, let's try and clear that. Alright. Not too bad for us. Some sick Aldor value.
Follow the rule.
Probably want to kill that.
Reporting for duty.
I mean, we're really close to just killing this guy, though. But I guess our kill turn would be like turn 8 with this right now. So I guess we should just make the trade then. Not be too greedy with it. Trade that guy off, help around, swipe a little bit instead of trading the other way to preserve a 1/1. But if we go all face there, we get really close to just being able to kill him randomly. I mean, we got Tyrion in our hand too to just extend this game longer, and Tyrion's going to give us a weapon that can really put some face pressure on. I like it.
I wonder.
In before double combo. No way. No way. He would need double combo in an innervate, except for only procced once. That would be dirty.
Time waits for no one.
We're wrapped up.
Where shall I strike?
Alright, combo with the bear up is 20. We could get... We could BGH his guy to try and just play the value game and set up for Tyrion next turn. That's a play. We could use this plus Blessed Champion to go 12, 13, 14, 15 this turn through of it. 15 does not set up for Arcane Golem to be lethal. So I think I just like the play of just BGH and his guy. I don't think we need this damage anyway. So I think this is good. Just control the board, get ready for Tyrion. Play the long game with it, I think is the way we're supposed to do this. Also, we set up lethal on the board, right? 6, 9, 10, 11, and then we have 8 in hand. So he's got to remove quite a bit of the board not to die. We can't silence while pushing through the damage, which kind of sucks, but... Does this work on my opponent's minions? Ah, shit. I should have did this on his guy, BGH it. I forgo making the dude, but then I'm allowed to Arcane Golem, Blessed of Might, and Owl to try and do the lethal through. That's what I should have done. That would have been pretty dirty. I missed the 1/1, but used my mana a lot more efficiently to be able to use Silence next turn to power through a taunt while Arcane Blasting for 7. Alright. So we have 10 damage. 10 damage, not lethal. So since we don't have lethal, I think we need to settle for just playing Tyrion and setting up lethal. So now if this 2/1 lives, we have lethal, or if we get the Ashbringer, we have lethal. A lot of things give us lethal. Oh, I didn't have enough mana to champion BGH. Okay, then it makes sense. That's why I didn't do it, man. I tried to find my misplay on myself, and I just couldn't do it, you know? Staying alive. Wait, no, it's not. Wait. I like it, man. I like it. This deck went good. I like it, man. Alright. What I want to do to this deck, I want to make it more like Druid, because I think this deck's a lot like Druid, and it can just crush people by just tempoing out and then curving out and finding your combo at the end of the day. So I'm going to remove the questionable 4-drops and just put in Shredders so you can just Paladin people to death. You just hit your mini-bot muster curve and then they're dead every time. And then I like the BGH a lot because you have synergy with Blessed Champion, you got synergies with Blessing of Might and all of that good stuff. I like, I want another Belcher, don't I? I want more 5-drops in general. I think Justicar is probably a bit too slow for what I'm trying to do with it. I think we want to get another 5-drop in here. I wouldn't mind seeing another Belcher, or a Lotheb even. Lotheb's disgusting. If you get Lotheb down, and then you just Blessing of Might, Blessed Champion it, that's just 16 out of nowhere. And Lotheb's got a really high chance to stick because they can't use spells to deal with it. So I really like Lotheb. I think that card's insane. I want to see a Knife Juggler in here for just early game board control and pressure. So I want to see one of these Owls go because we don't need that many situational cards. And I want to see just some Knife Jugglers thrown in there. Just start killing things, man. Let's see what else we can do. I think we don't need 2 Equalities. I think 2 Equalities is a little sketchy. We have like way too many combo pieces. I just want to be tempoing out and crushing people on curve. 1, 2, 3, 4. I want more 5s and more 2s. 5s and 2s, boys. 5s and 2s. And we need another 4. I want a Kings somewhere in here, because Kings is insane in Paladin and can work with our combo to try and kill people with Arcane Golem and such. More damage is good. I think we want to see one of these Consecrates go. We want to see a Kings thrown in there. Kind of like how Secret Paladin basically is curved out in the early game. And the Secret Paladin's trying to curve to 6 as efficiently as possible and just kill people. I want to see a boom in here over the lay on hands. Kill people, kill people, kill people, kill people. I love killing people. That sounds terrible. But I think this is how you're supposed to play Hearthstone. Alright, so we just on curve and then we just find our combo and kill people. We need stronger 2s though. What's another 2-drop that Secret Paladin plays that's really good? It would be Haunted Creeper. Synergies with our Knife Jugglers, our early game control stuff. So let's get rid of the Acolyte of Pain, get rid of the Equality, just throw in these guys to try and help clear the board. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright. Leroy costs too much mana to run with the Blessed Champion, but it could work because you can Leroy Blessed Kings and such. I kind of want to get... We need to get Old Man's in here, man. Old Man's the man. Old Man's a good card. Definitely want at least one. I don't really need this Emperor, do I? This doesn't accomplish anything. We can get rid of the Emperor and we can put in an Old Man. So you curve out with Paladin stuff, and then you just combo them to death. And if things stick on the board, sometimes you just bless a champion and kill him. And things should stick on the board. You are Paladin, and you have that Paladin nonsense. I like it, man. I like it. Cut Chariot and Boom and add Ladderino? Nah, man. This is Druid. This is the future of Druid right here. Druid's been the most busted deck since day one, and is still a tier 1 deck since its inception. And this uses the same theme as Druid. You play a bunch of busted minions early on to gain tempo, or in Druid's case, you play them very quickly because your class is very fair. And then you just have a busted finisher at the end that does a lot of damage. I like it. I don't think Emperor is that good. I think Emperor is really slow. I don't know. Our combo can already all be played without Emperor, and I don't think we're ever going to really get the opportunity to... We really want to play it, like, that big before that time. No draw. We have plenty of draw. We got an Azure Drake. How much draw is in Druid? I guess they have double Ancient Allure. I don't know. Can't have too much draw while maintaining tempo. That's the downside of it. So it's more of a balancing thing. Gotta just kind of play around with it and find the exact amount that you want. I don't think we want True Silver. We have plenty of 4s in the deck. I think we just want to go Coin Haunted Creeper into Knife Juggler and then try and find minions to supplement that. Another Azure instead of Belcher. Think about it, man, but Belcher's pretty good. We may need to cut one of our lower drops to try and find another Belcher in there. Man. Obviously, it's not the same thing as Druid, guys. That's not what I was trying to say. I was trying to say it's a lot like Druid, and Druid's really good, so it's probably going to be really good. Obviously, I know the difference between Paladin and Druid. We could sit here all day and yell at me in chat and say a bunch of words. Like, you could just be like, Druid's green and Paladin's yellow. Like, I get it. It's okay. Thanks for the input on this, but I don't need that much help. I'm not crazy, I promise. Alright. Arcane Golem on curve, get him. I think we're just hero power in here. Secrets, secrets. Alright, try and trade here, I guess. Let's see what happens. No idea what the secret's gonna be, but we got the Pilot Shredder down now. I guess it's Avenge or Competitive Spirit. Most likely gonna be Avenge since that's the one they read 2 of, you know? Good 4, 8, 9, 10, 11 damage already. Way too much damage already. Well, I don't really want to practice Avenge. I guess I could do it this way, proc the Avenge, and then silence that if I wanted to, but I want to be playing Piloted Shredder this turn, so I think I'm just Piloted Shredder in and going phase. I could use the Blessing of Might here if I really wanted to, just to make things trade nicer. Then he just runs that in there, so it doesn't really help my trades any, so I don't really want to do it. Mysterious Challenger. Well then. Okay, let's do this. Go phase. Because we gotta keep going phase, right? See what air lands. And see if we can get something done here. So, trade, and we can Blessing of Might trade if we wanted to. Probably worth, so probably do that first, see what we get.
Hey, give me that.
Develop that. Seems reasonable enough. Oh. Well, if we're able to beat him with Mysterious Challenger on 6, then we're doing something right, so that's good. This is a good test, you know? Huh. And he landed a news. Well, he's extended into this Consecrate real good, like. And we have the Consecrate Arcane Golem clear play. And hopefully the extra mana doesn't really help him since he's kind of out of steam here. And he's got very few cards remaining in his hand, so... That should be the limiting resource, not mana in this case. So that's good. Alright. All this junk. Run this in. Probably just pop the Shredder, honestly. I want the 2-drop out on the field, something that can give me still a little bit of oomph. And that's not going to give me very much oomph, but it is a card.
Who am I?
None of
Holy crap. The second Mysterious Challenger. Only pulling one secret, though. So he's got one secret in his hand. Well, now he's got both of them. Now he's got the Noble Sack Avenge happening.
For duty.
Alright. Well, to the face. Looking to try and do 8 burst eventually, so we're getting kind of close to being able to kill him. Yeah, that one. I think I just want to kind of lock down my board from being consecrated so I can get closer to trying to set up lethal here. I could even Arcane Golem him in the face this turn. I should be able to have something on the board for the Kings to land on. Being able to hit him twice for 8 would be pretty good. I could just silence this though. Make a dude. Might be a little better. We're under Loatheb effects, so we're protected from Consecrate, which is pretty huge here, because if he Consecrates here, then he would be able to protect his 6/6, so... I don't know. We're not completely protected, though. He can still do it, and then have only 1 mana to develop, but who knows? Maybe he has nothing to develop anyway, you know? At least, like, we made it so if he did it, it was expensive, and he wouldn't be able to, like, play this Shredder, for example.
Reporting for duty.
Alright. Gotta find the card. That doesn't help us any, really. I think we'd rather just mini-bot and dude so we have something that can kind of stick, you know? This goes here. This goes here. Got 7. This all's going phase. I could pop this off so that he can have to use his face here. Maybe it gives me an extra damage there. This is going here, he's using his face there, going there, or he's just going face on me. I think this is probably worth making the trade for. We're looking to find 8 damage eventually, so 8, 9, 10. We're getting close. Taking that one to the face, trading there, so 8, 9, 10, 11. 8, 9, 10. 2 damage off. Tyrion now. Damn, he found his Tyrion before me, man. Never lucky. Well, we're able to slow down that Tyrion for a long time so we can try and find a way to get through it. If we're able to get through the Tyrion, then this whole combo is going to be coming together pretty soon. Could be dirty. So we just have to find a way through Tyrion. Easy enough, man. Easy enough. Not easy enough. Not easy enough. Alright, we need BGH. BGH, we can cut through it, man. Alright, BGH is still playable with this. Good. Okay, we can cut through it. And then he's got 14 damage, and we have maximum of... I mean, if he leaves up our guy, we can kill him. Because we're looking to try and hit him for 8, right? Yeah, he kills our guy. Tries to set up lethal. Seems like a good play by him. Yup. Now we only have 8 with 4 damage off the train. Look, guys, he went Challenger on 6. He had the other Challenger after that. They both made full Christmas trees. And he had a Tyrion. And we still almost won. And he oozed our weapon. So, all things considered, everyone that was making fun of me, this has got potential. This has got potential for sure. This has definitely got potential. Alright. So, those were the changes I would make to it. Obviously, it needs a little bit more tweaking. You gotta figure out how much draw is correct, right? How much draw is really correct to find your combo consistently enough, and how much combo do we want? We have 6 pieces involved in this combo. We could probably cut down the combo maybe down to like 1 Blessed Champion, 1 Blessed Might, 2 Arcane Golems, and then have the Kings be a sometimes complement to the combo. And then we could fit in more mid-rangey things and be a little bit well-versed all around. So now we could include maybe some draw to go with it in these remaining 2 cards. Maybe throw in another Azure Drake. Maybe throw in back the Acolyte of Pain. It's pretty good in the current meta, and you have Aldors that can complement it. So as you play with it, obviously you kind of need to figure out how much draw you need and to maintain cards in your hand and hold your curve and keep board. But just remove the combo and add secrets. People that don't understand the pioneering that is deck building and creating new things. Being innovative. Kids that didn't grow up with Legos. That's what we're seeing today in chat, boys. Anyway, moving on to the next deck, Dr. Deck. That is kind of a cool concept. I really like the idea there. Alright, we have Warlike Daniel X. What up, dude? What kind of deck do you have for us today? We got the old Malagos Freeze Mage. Alright, so let's see what we got here. We got Ice Lances, we got Frost Bolts, we got Doomsayers, Loot Hoarders, 1 Loot Hoarder, Double Scientist, Arcane Intellect, Frost Nova, the Secrets, Fireballs, like fire. We got Tony, got the Dragons, Alexstrasza, Malagos. We got Pyro, Healbot, Blizzard, and one Flame Strike and Emperor. Looking like a pretty standard freeze mage. Accolade of Pains. Alright, so we got standard freeze mage basically with a Malagos thrown in there. We got a pretty solid top end. We got Alexstrasza, Malagos, and Pyroblast, so not actually that unusual from freeze mage decks. So we should have pretty good stuff here, man. We have one Loot Hoarder, kind of interesting. We have double Accolade of Pain still. A lot of people have been kind of playing around with the 2-drop slots, maybe playing one Acolyte and running 2 Loot Hoarders, or playing no Acolytes and running like Loot Hoarders and like Novices and stuff. So there's room to play around with that. We got one heal bot. Some people like 2 heal bots when they're running this much late game because they feel like they can win as long as they stay alive, so they put the second heal bot in. So there's a lot of different ways you can kind of tech it for what you're playing up against. But let's run it back first, standard freeze mage, and then see what happens with it, man. There's no Thalnos, yeah. That's interesting. We could definitely run a Thalnos in over one of the Loot Hoarders, or over an Acolyte of Pain. So against Rogue, what we're looking to try and do most of the time, since we have such a great late game, we have the Malagos, we have the Alexstrasza. Usually you want to try and take them to Fatigue, so you want to just remove every threat they play because they have a limited amount of damage in their deck, and you have a lot more life than they have damage to if you're able to avoid taking too much. Upcyclist just subscribed. Thanks for subscribing. Welcome to the Bad Cave team thing, man. I appreciate the support. So I don't mind actually keeping just this Doomsayer and then another Doomsayer and a Frost Nova. We can make some connections here to start really killing things. I didn't really want this Ice Lance, but we got it back. Alright. So nothing to do here. Rogue oftentimes on turn 2 is going to be daggering up, so you don't want to be tempoing out a Doomsayer then. And generally speaking, I'm going to wait till he has something in play so I can kill his minions with the Doomsayers. I'm trying to kill every minion this guy ever plays. Try and make sure nothing's able to connect to my face, and I run him completely out of steam, take him to Fatigue, win in Fatigue. So, easiest late game of my life. Nothing here. Gonna ping pass. Having coin for Archmage is pretty cute. So are we gonna see the Shredder here? Shredders are the annoying part, but a lot of people thankfully cut Shredders for the 5/4, which has improved this matchup a lot for Freeze Mage. So they run like the 5/4 plus Violet Teacher in their slots, and then we don't have to really worry about the Shredders too much. But till then, we're just waiting. Up to 9 cards, drawn to go to 10.
This guy's tough.
Alright, he finally played something. We can hopefully kill that with a Frostbolt off the top. Never lucky. We could try and draw into a Frostbolt. We're at 10 cards right now though, so we do need to empty things from our hand. We could just Doomsayer and freeze his guy, and then we're able to save the Frost Nova that way. We could Doomsayer and not freeze his guy and let him use an Eviscerate on it if he has Eviscerate. It should hopefully clog up his minion development. That would allow us to get the secret out if we wanted to go that way. I think it's okay just to freeze it and kill it. We don't really need Ice Lances, I don't feel. I'm going to ping his minion instead of his face, because our plan that I'm committed to right now is taking it all the way to Fatigue, so... Alright. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. So if I Arcane Intellect, I go up to 10 cards, and then I can Ice Block myself down to 9 cards. So not too bad there. I'd rather play Barrier than Block, because I want to get the armor gain out of the way immediately, because sometimes the secret can become useless in the further on end of the game. Any substitution for Doomsayer and Freeze Mage? I only have one, but have everything else. Doomsayer. You can try running an Explosive Sheep Sword in that spot. They do kind of similar things. Doomsayer is usually a pretty key card, though. But, some people have played. I know Tare before has, like, cut Doomsayer completely from his deck because he didn't really like the card. Well, I guess I'm just killing that and developing a Scientist. Not the most efficient kill in the world, but we're trying to kill everything. Sometimes you gotta kill things weird, like... I don't really want to Doomsayer an Emperor and let him proc it twice. It looks like he's probably gonna have a Malagos in his deck, so we may need to double Fireball that or something to that extent. Which should be fine, because we should be able to get a bunch of Fireballs, because we have this Tony coin here. So, like, turn 9, we're gonna be going, like, Tony, coin, Frost Nova. Then he drops Malagos, we double Fireball it, the game's over. One of the big problems with Malagos Rogue is they don't have very much reach in their deck, so they rely heavily on the Malagos having a huge impact, and as long as we can stay out of the one-turn kill range or have an Ice Block up at all times, then we should be able to remove Malagos the turn it comes down and run this guy out of possible ways to kill us. They do have a lot more minions, though, than standard Oil Rogue, so we're going to have to look at killing a little bit more minions, but that's okay, because we got Double Blizzard and a Flame Strike. You're just floating with this much mana, huh? That is interesting. Well, I'm gonna just do this and then Thing Phase. Hopefully he doesn't just like drop Malagos next turn. I think I want to prevent him from being able to drop Malagos next turn, since I don't have a way to deal with it. He passed with a lot of cards in his hand, that scares me. I'm going to just drop this Doomsayer here, so if he tries to play Malagos, he has to at least have like a backstab or something with it to be able to deal with the Doomsayer. This way, I can hopefully go Antonidas, Coin, Frost Nova, and then set up double Fireball as Malagos the turn after. But, we'll see. Deadly Pass. Alright, we were able to prevent the Malagos from dumbing down. So now we can find the answer to the Malagos. And by find, I mean generate. So now we go this. And this. Because I want the 2 Fireballs. I just want to be able to instantly kill Malagos the turn it comes down. And I feel much more comfortable at this game now. He won't drop Mally because of Mirror Entity. Why would he ever think it's a Mirror Entity, though? Y'all crazy. Alright. Now I'm hoping he plays Mally.
I got the best
Auctioneer. Uh-oh. The young Auctioneer. And he's off to the cycling. Hopefully we're able to find like a Flame Strike and stuff to start killing these sort of things.
Choose soon.
Got 10 cards in this hand. 12 cards remaining in his deck. I could just try and kill him. Just Pyroblast him in the face. Not a bad play. If he doesn't have the heal bot, he dies. Want to make this game real quick? Change game plans? If he has the heal bot, it gets kind of awkward. We could just instead Acolyte of Pain ping. We could Pyroblast this guy. I got some balls here, so I'm gonna do this. I don't know what you guys would do.
My hand is too
Mulligans the Flurry, because he was at 10 cards. I was hoping that was gonna be the heal bot that he mulligans. Or that mills. He does have his one heal bot. It's okay, we get some blizzard value here. Alright, it's okay. Yeah, I don't think that was the best play, but it was kind of fun. I like just randomly power blasting things. That's how I probably lose the most of freeze mages. I just get too incentivized to do that. Alright. So let's do this. Ping our Acolyte, try and find our Flame Strike. 11 cards remaining. We have double Blizzard. I'm gonna Frost Nova this. I don't want to take that much damage. And hopefully find the Flame Strike. I don't really care about him drawing cards. He's got 10 in his hand. The more cards he plays, the better it is for me to Flame Strike. So let it be. One thing we're kind of afraid of now that our second Frost Nova has been used is Lotheb, actually. So that might have been a misplay there. Maybe we should just Blizzard. Didn't play Lotheb. Good to go. Could still play Lotheb if it got Emperor discounted. I lack discipline. That's okay. Violet Teacher is going to teach me some discipline. Alright, let's see what we can do here. Do I want to Blizzard this turn? I think I do want to Blizzard. I think I want to Arcane Intellect too. We could draw 1 off this, and then we could draw 2 off this. We draw 3 cards, then we're at 3, 6, we're at 9. That's okay.
What to do?
Let's see what we get off this first. Emperor. And we can draw off this first. I want to hit it on this so that it dies to the second Blizzard. I don't want to let it live because then he can hit it with his dagger first to try making it overdraw. Oh, he couldn't actually. But I like having the double Blizzard set up. I think it's good for me. Alright, what do you got? Keep drawing yourself into fatigue. Fill your board up with Violet Teacher tokens. I'm still fatiguing faster. Alright, we got 3 Fireballs and a Frostbolt. So after an Emperor proc, we could kill him. But I think the pressing concern is just removing all of this nastiness. So let's just kill everything up there. We should have enough removal to individually pick off every minion he plays and then heal that back up. And we have the double Fireball from Malagod still. So as long as it's not Malagod and popping us in the same turn, we should be good.
Thank you.
Alright, let's take this time to set up lethal, I think. So next turn we got 3, 6, 1 doing 21 damage. So this is a stealthy little lethal setup. I love Gapahorn, just got Skamaos for $5. Do you ever feel like a plastic bag drifting through the wind, looking to start again? No, I don't. That'd be weird. So, this makes it so he has to heal bot, otherwise he dies. And if he heal bots, then we Alex him, and then he dies. So, if he heal bots, he's not popping us. If he's not popping us, we can Alex him. If he heal bots, then that's his final heals. And then if we Alex him, he's set to a condition where he dies to the burn in hand. So that's kind of checkmate right there. Sap's not going to help him. We're not popped, and he didn't heal. So he's pretty dead. But yeah, even if he did heal, he heals there, then we would do this if he were to heal. And then he would be back at 15, we wouldn't have been popped, he would try and pop us, and then we'd hit him with the burn after the fact. So there was no outs there for him, we just had it. And if he pops us, then he's not playing Healbot. And if he's not playing Healbot, then he dies like this. So he was in the zone, man. So, this is a pretty standard deck list. I think it's really good in the current meta. I think it does very well against what you're up against. Things that are changes you could make to try and have a little better win rate in the meta. I think you already beat Paladin very nicely. So Acolyte of Pain, although it's fantastic against Paladin, can struggle a lot against Druid, which is a matchup where you can actually be kind of 50-50 in. So I feel like if you have some like better techs, you can do a little bit better against Druid. One of them being more of the 2-drops. The 2-drops kind of line up in a turn where Druid isn't looking to try and remove any minions, so then they can get in some chip damage, they can be annoying, they can trade with Druid's minions kind of efficiently. So I think 2 loot holders over the Acolyte of Pain's pretty good. I think Thalnos is a card you're going to want to include. Just in general, Freeze Mage, it's a really good. So I think actually I like getting rid of the Acolyte of Pains altogether just because they're too slow against mid-range decks like Druid. They're really good against Paladin because Paladin's early game doesn't really line up very well against them. They're bad against Knife Juggler, but the other Paladin minions, they lines up great against. But I think you already excel against Paladin so much that you don't really need it. I like that we have just a bucket and a half of win conditions here because that increases your ability to win in terrible matchups, like against Druid, for example. Pyroblast is insane against Paladin because oftentimes you don't have enough time to use Malygos or Alexstrasza as your win condition because they put up too much pressure too fast, so you can just start burning him in the face, set him down to 10, and then Pyroblast him the turn after since they don't run any heals. So I really like the Pyroblast in there with the dragons. I think it gives your deck a little bit more versatility. So I'm a fan. I'm a fan, man. I think the Malygos is pretty sweet for helping you win against Reno decks because that gives you the extra win condition of being able to 30 them with that. What else could we include here to kind of help it out? I think Flame Strike is a pretty terrible card in the meta right now. I think it cleans up against basically nothing that you care about. Like, it can really help against Zoo, but that's about it. So I'd rather have it out for another cycle card to try and find your OTK combos against Reno Lock more consistently so that matchup's less 50-50 and more in your favor. So I would put in probably, like, this sounds sketchy as hell, but I would put in the Novice Engineer. I don't think the card's that bad. I think people give it kind of a bad rap and underrate it a lot. The ability to instantly draw is pretty sweet, to be honest with you. And all you're looking to do is draw. So this is over a slot where Acolyte of Pain could be included. I think 1 Acolyte of Pain is okay, so if you want to put Acolyte of Pain in that slot, that's fine as well. Acolyte of Pain, though, is just a little bit slower against Druid, where it can run into some problems just getting silenced immediately if you play it on turn 3, or having to invest 5 mana into drawing 1 card against Druid. It's just really slow, right, and doesn't contest any of Druid's minions. It's really good against Paladin, though. So if you're feeling like you're versing a lot of Paladins and you want to just increase your win rate against Paladin even more, throw in the Acolyte of Pains. They will farm the hell out of Paladins. But if you're running into a lot of Druids, Acolyte of Pain's not going to help you against Druid. You're going to want something a little bit faster, get your feet on the ground a little bit quicker. So there's a Thalnos in here already. And Novice Engineer and Thalnos aren't really comparable. One's instant draw, the other's death rattle draw. You'd probably compare Thalnos and Loot Hoarder if you're going to make that comparison. Anyway, what about the reverse Pally Mill deck? I don't think that's a real deck you want to face in the meta, and I think they're submitting a meta deck to get sort of meta analysis on it. So those are the changes I would make, the little tweaks I'd make to this sort of Freeze Mage build to help it excel in the current meta. Taking out Flame Strike, taking out Acolyte of Pains, trying to speed the deck up, make it more streamlined. Flame Strike's really good against Oil Rogue, though. That's another thing. If you run into a lot of Oil Rogue, put the Flame Strike back in, because Oil Rogue, your game plan should be kill every minion. Don't Pyroblast him in the face. But, yeah. Anyway, cool deck, man. Standard Freeze Mage. Cool tweaks for the current meta, in case anybody is currently trying to make the Legend push with Freeze Mage and was looking for those techs. That's what they are. So there's the reason why I'm saying like the Novice Engineer too, by the way, is because there's a player named Random HS also that randomly hit #1 recently with a Freeze Mage list with no Acolyte of Pains and double Novice Engineer in place of the Acolyte of Pains. So I mean, obviously the theory behind it works, and that's just kind of the explanation of why those are in there. Is just mainly to make your matchups that were really bad originally, that were just so lopsided that you couldn't win, helps them out a little bit more and makes it so they're more closer to, like, you get 40% there, which then brings your win rate over the period of 100 games up to enough where you can start pushing for those top Legend ranks. So the tech choice has worked for other people in the past. That's why I've included it. Anyway, that's going to be the end of my stream, guys. If you want to check out someone playing a Freeze Mage list, kind of like that. I don't know if Random HS streams, but he has a Twitter. You can see his tweets for his results and his specific techs. But he's a Freeze Mage player that plays no Acolyte of Pains and runs double Novice Engineer. He doesn't run the Malygos, but it's sort of where the tech is coming from. Anyway, take care, guys. That's going to be the end of my stream today. I'm going to see, is there any Archon members streaming? And I'm going to pass along the love to the rest of the team here. So hopefully whoever I find from Archon that's on, you give them some love. Tell them Firebat supports them. Go Archon, hype Archon, you know, all that junk. So, who do we have? We have a Maz. Is there anyone smaller that I could kind of help out? It doesn't look like there's anyone from Archon on besides a Maz. So we're going to host a Maz. Give him a warm welcome. He really needs the viewers. You know what? Screw it. I'm going to host someone that needs viewers, man. I want to help somebody out, you know. A Maz has got it. I'm going to host Super JJ. Super JJ is a really good player. He's been winning a lot of tournaments recently. So he's got a solid tournament track record already being built up. He's trying to get into streaming more and more progressively as he goes. Kind of a newer streamer. He's been streaming probably longer than me, honestly, but he streams on and off a lot. But he's been crushing the tournament scene. Just crushing it. If you look at his results on Gosu Gamers and all those stuff, guy's been putting in a lot of hours, doing a lot of good work, practicing with the right people. So check him out. He's a solid player. Give him a hello or whatever. He is kind of a jerk. You guys are right, chat. He does get salty and is kind of mean. But he's really good. So get what you get. All right.